And welcome back to LTS Let's Talk Sports. Now, of course, before the break, I told you we're going to be talking water polo. And here with me is the PRO of ASAT, Ryan Smith, and Marsha Bhawanie. I think I know before the break I was trying to get it correctly. So just in case I'm wrong, I'll have her introduce herself again. So welcome. And of course, Marsha is the chairperson of the organizing committee for... is it water polo in general?
No, for the national
championships. Nice. So guys, welcome to the program.
It's just a correction. I'm not the PRO of ASAT, so I am the competition delegate for this tournament. I know ASAT will have my neck if they
my God.
Okay. So just to make sure that we have that corrected. I'm not the PRO of ASAT, but I am the competition delegate for these national championships. Yes.
Okay, so Nigel, I am definitely going to get you for that wrong information. Yes, I called you out right there. All right, so tell me a bit about how long have you all been in existence? How long have you been?
Well, the Amateur Swimming Association, which water polo falls under, they've been around since 1950, I believe.
Right.
And the water polo is just an arm of the swimming association.
Right.
And water polo has been, since 1950, has been a part of the swimming association, but has been up and down. It's been dying out and then coming back. It's coming back. Dying and coming back, and this time actually I got involved in 2000 after 2 years when it was re-established again in this era, and since then we've been going strong.
Oh, nice. And in terms of, now you said it died and it came back, and what would you say was the reason for that though?
From what I heard, I wasn't around then, but from what I heard, there was sometimes when, they had a little bit of disputes and so on that may have gone on.
So it would have been within...
Yes, and then I know there was also a competition in 1989, 1990, and I think when we had the attempted coup, there was a competition plan for then, and then after, things kind of died off after that as well.
Wow.
That's what some of the older heads have told me. So, but in 1998, we got things going again with our first competition in this era.
Right.
We competed in CISE in Barbados.
Right.
Right. I was asked to get involved in 2000. When getting involved in 2000, I was able to recognize some of the deficiencies that caused, that may have caused it to die.
Right.
And I said that, it's not going to die again. So that's when I started saying, okay, we need to have more serious competition, and we started the secondary schools water polo league in 2001.
Nice. And
we went to other regional competitions and just went in some more international competitions as well. Clubs were formed, so on. So we really kind of put things in place so that we don't have that experience of the sport dying again and just continue to grow.
But is it now? Let me ask this first. Do you have to be a swimmer, first of all, to be involved in water polo?
Well, if you want to play water polo, then you need to be able to swim. We've had some people, and I am with a club, Roy Hill Seas Water Polo Club, and we've had some people who came not knowing how to swim in the past. All right, we try not to do that so much anymore because the sport has become so competitive.
Right.
But we have to teach them to swim first because it is played in deep water. You have to tread water right through the game. All right. I mean, you could substitute and stuff, but while you're playing in deep water, so you have to be able to swim.
To be able to.
You might be in some serious difficulty.
Yeah, and I don't think that would be go too good for the game
at all.
Now, in terms of I know your involvement, but water polo itself, I know you have it happening as well with secondary schools where they have their competitions. How has that been going so far, and is it growing?
Yes, the secondary schools, it's been coming and going, but you have like 4 main boys schools and 4 main girls schools that participate. We try to get some other schools to participate as well, but sometimes, because of the number of swimmers in some of the schools and the exposure to the sport as well as facilities available in their areas, that sometimes restricts them from being able to participate.
Right.
All right, we've had mainly schools from the north, the Fatima, CIC, St. Anthony's, QRC, and then we've tried with some schools in the south. They are willing to come on board, but again, pool time facilities. Sometimes that's a challenge for them to be able to train and so on, and then also for resources, people who know how to coach the sport to be able to start a program down there.
Right. Now you mentioned earlier on some of the events that we took part in internationally, right?
Yes.
Can you give me some of the others, and in terms of the standings, where did we place?
Okay, well,
where are we right now?
Yeah, right now in the region, I'll start with the region, Carifta level, we've been dominating for quite some time. We may first most of the time, sometimes a little second place, but most of the times we've been first. So within the English-speaking Caribbean, we're definitely tops. Within the Caribbean islands as a whole, both English and Spanish and all the other Dutch islands and so on, we've been doing pretty well as well. First, top 3 for sure in all the categories.
Nice.
At the CCCAN level, which goes a little broader, which is Caribbean and Central American.
Right.
That region, we actually won a gold medal for the first time.
Wow.
Was it last year?
Last year.
So we won a gold medal for the first time because those Latin countries tend to be a little bit stronger.
Right.
And we've now reached to their level. So we're doing well in that. We did that in the under 17 boys category.
Nice.
And then at the Pan-American level, all right, then we're still kind of struggling with the USA, the Canada, the Brazil.
I mean, they have facilities.
They have a lot more facilities than we have. So we did qualify 1 year from those Pan-American juniors into the World Championships, which we went to Australia in 2012, right, at the youth level, 18 and under. So we have been getting up there, right? Not consistently up at that world level, but we are getting up there and continue to try to get on top of that level. Yeah.
Now you said 18 and under. So do we have 2 different?
Yeah, we have age groups. At the World Championships level, we have 18 and under, and we have 20 and under, as well as we have the senior level. All right, in Trinidad and Tobago, what we're doing, for example, for these championships, we have 14 and under, 16 and under, 19 and under, and open as well. So we try to spread throughout the age groups so that we have more participation, we have more competition available, and more development of the players in the sport.
Now, to be a part of these teams, though, of the 18 and under or the senior, to represent Trinidad and Tobago, what is that process like? How do you pick them from the clubs?
Right, so what we do, we have trials.
Right.
We have trials that go on usually at the beginning of the year.
Right.
All right, and then they go into training. Those who pass the first stage of the trials, they go into a training session, and then they have eliminations going on as they go along, so that we get the best team in the end.
Okay, that sounds good. And in terms of this, all right, so there's the trials, but locally among the clubs, do they have their own, I don't want to say friendly because I know that's more of a football team, but do they have their own little competitions happening?
We used to have some friendlies, but this national championships, these first national championships, are a way of bringing the clubs to play each other. Because, I mean, really and truly, there aren't that many clubs. We have Marlins and Royal Hill Seals, and it's been those 2 main clubs. Fortunately this year we have a swim club as well participating in the championship, Silver Shark Swim Club. So I think that is an indication of some growth that we have as well. So we are hoping that these national champions will spur that on, and also even get some foreign teams to come and participate, some foreign club teams to come and participate in our national championships as well.
Now, now I know you said we have few clubs, and I'm going to guess, is it because we don't have enough people interested in this sport, or what is the reason for that?
I don't think necessarily there's enough people interested. It's just that we don't have enough resources in terms of coaches and so on, and then we have a lot of clubs that do swimming, and some of them want to do the water polo as well, but again the pool time that is available, the number of facilities that we have,
it goes back to
kind of restricts it somewhat.
Now you said coaches, so we have qualified coaches.
We do have some qualified coaches, but we have a different level. So what we have, some international coaches who have gone to international training to get that level, and then we've had some beginner levels that we do internally. So we have a coaching clinic every year, usually in December, and during that coaching clinic we get people involved. So we get coaches from there participating in the secondary schools league as coaches for their schools, maybe their alma mater, or even if they're still going to the school, some of them will coach the younger age groups and so on. And even at the primary school, we have a primary schools league as well, which is mini polo. They're actually able to stand.
What's that mini polo?
It's mini polo. We call it mini polo because they're actually able to stand in the pool All right, so even if they couldn't swim, even though swimming would be an advantage, if they couldn't swim, then they're able to compete as well. So we've had a lot more success in terms of the number of teams at primary schools level because of this. So at least we get the awareness of the sport out there. So when they go to secondary schools league, we hope eventually, schools will have enough people that will be interested in the sport, and they will be able to bring a team.
Most definitely. And is it, if you're already competing for, be it primary school or secondary school level, can you then transfer to a club?
Yes, definitely. At any point in time, you transfer to the club. In fact, a lot of the clubs get their players from the schools league because that's where they get introduced to the sport and show the interest, and then they join the clubs. Nice.
So, all right. Before we take a break, and I know we're going to talk a lot more on the event that you have coming up, and I know you said it's the first. So I'm really excited, and I want to hear some more from this lady, this beautiful lady that's sitting next to you, and she's waiting. So we're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back and talk some more on water polo. Let's take a break.